We're going to make a psychedelic bud vase today, and we're also going to talk about how we come up with the shapes of it. I knew I wanted to make a bud vase out of this, but I really didn't know what the shape was going to be. A lady won this in auction and wanted me to turn it, and I immediately wanted to make her a bud vase, but once again, I didn't know what shape I wanted. Sometimes you go into projects knowing the exact shape, but with these blanks that we make, I really don't know what the shape is going to be until I start turning it, because you have wood in there and you have swirls, and you just kind of, it's kind of nice just to go in with an open mind. In the wood turning community, there's two types of people. People that have their project already mapped out in the exact shape, and there's other people that just let the project tell them what it's going to be. And for these two different types of people in the community, we do like to give each other a hard time about it. The first time I was ever dead set on a shape, I think I wanted to make a fish bowl or something like that, and I got the shape made, but the swirls on the inside, what I really should have happened was me turn it a little bit further to get into the swirls. We'll talk about that a little bit more in a second. We pour these blanks into plastic molds, and where the resin touches the plastic, it's not going to be as swirly as the inside of the mold. When you get to the inside of the mold, the colors are swirled and way more pronounced, and you're going to be able to see that in a minute. At this point, I just want the bottom of the vase to have a nice round shape, but I want to leave it as large as I can so that I can start getting the proportions of the neck of the vase and the top of the vase, and then try to make it look as proportional as it can without getting too technical about it. You can see at the bottom of the vase, the colors are they're separated, but they're kind of bland, and in the middle, they're pronounced. That can sometimes skew you on which way you want to make your shapes. If you want to dig a little bit further and get into the swirls, or if you think that looks good enough. For this right here on this one, I think the point that I want it to be as big as I can make it is more important than the swirly, and I think that blue looks pretty cool down there. The turning tools I'm using today are from Easy Wood Tools. They have negative rate cutters on them. They are what you need for whenever you're turning resin. It makes it come off there like butter without any catches or anything. And I use these tools to just remove material until the project looks appealing to my eye. It just looks easy to look at in my eye. And I'm starting to get there right now with this one. I'm liking this shape. You can Google shapes. You can get on there and Google shapes of vases, and they all have different names, and there's technical stuff, and there's history behind it. I've Googled shapes before just to get a good idea. And it turns out that I've already made those kinds of shapes just by making them and making it look good to my eye. So that kind of made me feel good that those shapes were already taken. So that's pretty cool. Now that I've told you how I do it, I can see the need for someone to do an exact shape, whether it's a solid piece of wood and you just know what it's going to be a nice grain in there, and that's what you want to make. Maybe you go into the project knowing that that's the shape you want. Maybe that's the customer wants you to make that shape. Some people make multiples of the same thing and they've become very good at it, and that's all I want to do. So I can see the reason why you would want to have a shape in mind when you go into, and I can also see why you would just want to go with the flow and let the project tell you what it wants to be. I can see both sides. So let's get in the comments and tell us how you do your projects or how you think it should go. Are you a person that knows what you want and gets the shape that you want every time, or you just go with the flow and let the project tell you what to do? Let us know in the comments. This thing is turning out fantastic. Hopefully Kimberly likes this. I showed you on here how do I sand and polish it, but I really didn't. I have a full tutorial on how to sand and polish resin to a glass finish. Go over here and check out this video, and we'll see you over there.